Hello and welcome to Sacred Journeys Ireland. My name is Vicky Flanagan, and I'm really excited that we're moving so close to the Celtic festival of Lughnasadh. So on July 31st to August 1st is typically when we celebrate this Celtic festival, Lughnasadh, and the old Irish word actually means August. So we're in the month of August, and the entire month we're going to be soaking up these energies. So this is the final cross-quarter festival of the Celtic Wheel, remembering that the Celtic Wheel, the year begins at Samhain. So Samhain, we mostly really commonly understand Samhain as Halloween, in the US and across and overseas. But we're really getting back to the essence of where this festival, this celebration came from, and it was born in Samhain. So the medicine wheel, which is called the Celtic wheel, was used by our ancestors. It's not like our Gregorian calendar. Time does not move in a linear way. Our ancestors were much more wise and they moved with the natural cycles and the rhythms of nature, hence why it's a wheel. So the year begins at Samhain and it moves into the winter solstice. And that's really the dark half of the year where the dark feminine is in power or most dominant energy. And right now we're marking Lughnasadh, which is the midpoint between summer solstice and autumn equinox. So it marks the end of the peak of the summer. We're moving towards the autumn energies where the feminine begins to be welcomed back into the wheel. And we kind of remember that although we're in this solar, fiery, masculine energy of summer, the feminine can never really be destroyed. It lies, you could say, sleeping or dormant in Mother Earth, waiting to be reawakened. So anything that we've planted at the winter solstice, the dreams that we've dreamt up, the seeds that we planted at the spring equinox, the seeds that we're now beginning to sow are beginning to bloom, and now it's time for harvest. So Lughnasadh is really a time of maturation. It's about celebrating the harvest of all the hard work we've put in the year. It's about reverence and gratitude. So our ancestors, you could say our Celtic ancestors, but really it's even older rituals and traditions before the Celts. But what our ancestors would do would take the first sheet of grain and they would give it as an offering to the Kyloch. And the Kyloch is most celebrated, she's the dark feminine. She is an ancient deity. I always liken her to our ancient grandmother. She's the crone figure, the goddess of winter. She represents, destroyer goddess. She's rebirth and death and represents that cycle. So perhaps our ancestors making this offering to the Kyloch was a way to first give gratitude and reverence for everything that the Mother Earth, the feminine, has given us. And also, it's also been a beautiful way to maybe assure our health and our survival and even joy and continued abundance into the winter months. So it's a really lovely tradition and something that we can continue to do. So, for example, you could create an altar, you could go and be in nature, whether that's visiting a sacred site or even a tree or garden or park that you just absolutely love, and make an offering. This is so important before we harvest and before we receive all of the abundance and all of the goodness that the earth provides to us, that now we can give and be in reverence and have gratitude before we start to receive. So that's really important part. And again, it just goes to show that we're in this solar masculine time of summer energies and it's reaching its peak and the end of its peak at Lughnasadh. But the feminine is always part of that. Our relationship with Mother Earth is an ongoing interconnectedness. It can never be any other way. We could never be separate from the earth. The earth made our body. The earth sustains us today and gives us life. And every single abundance that we have, all of the life that we get to experience is because of our relationship with the earth. So it's so important to remember that we're in a time that maybe looks like it's just the beautiful masculine, the beautiful light that's shining and lighting the way, but it's also being grounded by Mother Earth, the feminine energy. This time of year, Lughnasadh is closely associated with the Celtic god Lugh. That's where his name comes from. And he is associated with the sun and the light, and his name is he's often known as the shining bright one. And although he's closely associated with Lughnasadh, the energy of this time is not complete without bringing in the story of him and his foster mother Talshu. And this is a mini class, mini workshop. So I'm not going to go into too much detail of all of the beautiful Irish mythology that's associated with Lughnasadh. But Talshu was Lugh's foster mother, and she is an embodiment of an earth goddess, and she is known as the last queen of the Fir Bolgs. So she tilled the soil for the last harvest, and she died of exhaustion on the land. So every year, Lugh honors his mother, her sacrifice, by hosting funeral games at a sacred site. You might want to call it a sacred site, a place called Telltown in County Meath. So the ritual really highlights the masculine honoring the feminine, holding reverence from the earth and all of the life, all of the abundance that the earth offers us or gives us when we're in right relationship. So this gratitude is really a theme that is woven into Lughnasadh. It also, because Talshu died of exhaustion, it brings up the theme of rest. And if you're familiar with the Celtic wheel, you'll know that when we move into the darker months, the winter months, rest is a huge theme because our bodies need rest. The energy and the activity that we're doing in the light half of the year, in the summer months, really starts to just become a little bit more depleted. We get to turn inward, we get to sleep more, rest more. So I'd love if you had took some time to reflect and ask yourself, what does rest look like for me this time of year at Lughnasadh? It probably is not the exact same of the rest that we need in winter. And when I reflect on it, I often think that the rest for me means giving myself lots of space, inviting in the element of space into my being, into my life, so that I can find joy. I can allow myself to celebrate the harvest, all of the hard work that I've put in this year, not only in dreaming new dreams and taking aligned action so that they come about, but also becoming the person that you want to be. We've worked hard in different areas of our life, whether that's in work, our day-to-day work, in becoming who we want to be, in our relationships, everything. So it's a lovely time to reflect and wonder, how can I invite space in? Where can I invite space into my life? How would that be restful? What part of me needs to rest so that more joy, more celebration can be honored? It's also a nice thing to do to reflect on the seeds that you've sown, so the intentions that you've planted in spring or dreams that you've dreamt up in the winter solstice, and just reflecting and noticing maybe what has already come to fruition, what you would really love to manifest this year, and seeing how far you've come. Sometimes we can kind of be very hard on ourselves and not feel like we're as far as we want to be in life, or we're not quite who we want to be, we're not quite the authentic versions of ourselves that we hope to be. But when we look back, we realize just how far we've come, and we can start to give gratitude and even be in reverence for ourselves, for our body as a sacred vessel, for our energy, and for all of the beings, including Mother Earth, that helped us to get here. So it's only when we look back we realize how far we've actually come. So for today's meditation, we're going to connect to the energies of Lughnasadh. We're going to connect to the energy of gratitude and reverence for ourselves, for our lives, and Mother Earth. So we're going to take time to making offerings and hold that space for reverence. We're also going to welcome in the element of space. This is not a time where I'm going to tell you to sit down and write down a list of what everything you want to manifest. The seeds have been sown. It's almost like karmic energy. It's like cause and effect. And there's so many choices, actions, thoughts, things that we've done that may seem small and insignificant, but they've been very important, very valuable for the universe. Because sometimes we kind of forget that what we want, it's not just about us. The very things that we desire and want may be beautiful in themselves, but the universe, there's like a divine intelligence that's happening. So when we surrender our desires, which we've done, when we surrender the things that we would love and want in our life, and that can be qualities for ourselves, we have to trust. We have to trust that what what will be manifest will be for our highest and greatest good and the highest and greatest good of all. Because everything that we do, every action we take is so important. Each of us is so needed in this universe, and we don't know how our actions, however seemingly small, will impact other people or will impact the universe as a whole. So it's really important to surrender and to trust that you've done enough and that you are worthy and that you're deserving so that you can receive the blessings that are to come because they are to come. One thing I've learned is when we work with the Celtic wheel, there's not really anything we need to do. We actually need to be more. It's more about leaning into the energies of nature. Nature knows what to do. As Lughnasadh comes in, marks a new season. The Celtic wheel has turned. We're going to welcome Lughnasadh. And as we do, we begin to say goodbye very gently and slowly to the energies of summer and say hello to the energies of autumn. As one season ends, another season begins. So we can hold joy and grief at the same time. Nature teaches us that both can exist at the same time, and more often than not, they do. Duality exists. So giving yourself a little bit of grace to welcome in everything that's here, all of the emotions that are coming up for you at this time, and just allowing ourselves to welcome in the space for whatever is really the most auspicious energies for us to receive right now, that we will receive them and trust that you will get everything that you need because your harvest is here. So let's celebrate receiving our harvest for the month of August. And, after this class, you can design how you're going to take up space, how you're going to take up rest and bring more joy and celebration into your life, all while being in reverence and right relationship to the earth. So for this meditation, I invite you to get comfortable. You can close your eyes, and we're just going to take 3 deep breaths to bring us into that meditative space. So let's take a deep breath in through our nose, filling the belly and out through the mouth. Another deep breath in. And one more deep breath in. So just allow your breath to return to normal. And with your eyes closed, we're going to imagine that there's a beautiful bubble in front of us. And this bubble is going to represent our sacred container that's going to hold us for this session, protecting us, keeping us safe and connected and resourced to the universe and the earth. So let's imagine that a beautiful earth cord from the core of the earth flows up through the soil to attach to the bottom of the container, the bottom of the bubble. So we're connected and resourced to Mother Earth. We're going to welcome in universal energy above our head, above the container. Beautiful golden light begins to pour into this bubble. connecting us to the cosmos. So give yourself full permission, if you haven't already, to step into this container, into this bubble. Imagine as you step in, you welcome in with you your spirit team, your spirit guides, your guardian angels, and even place your inner wisdom and your guides in charge of this session. It means your intuition gets to be in charge. We're going to welcome some intentions for today's session. It's so important to remember that everything begins with intention. When we set our intentions, we're telling the universe what we'd like to happen. We're giving opportunity to our angels and our guides to intervene and assist us so that we can grow, so that we can receive exactly what it is that we need. So let's set the intention that this is a safe space to explore, to get to know ourselves better, to get to know the energy of Lughnasadh. We're going to set the intention that we get to remain individuated and also celebrate within community today. We're going to set the intention to connect to the energies of Lughnasadh, the god Lu and his foster mother, Queen Talshu. We're going to set the intention to connect to the energies of Ireland. So sacred sites in Ireland that would like to connect with us, sites like Ishnock and Tara, Telltown are welcome. We also have energies from Owen Maca coming in, so we're going to just welcome them in, all to support us. We're going to set the intention to increase our capacity for reverence and gratitude, allowing that to expand our heart and how much that we can actually receive as well as give, so that we can live in reciprocity with ourselves, with one another, and with Mother Earth. We're going to set the intention to deepen our connection to Mother Earth, to the land of Ireland, and the deities and guardians that protect the earth and the land. We're going to welcome in the element of balance. So the masculine energies within us begins to honor the feminine energies within us. And we're going to allow that to ripple out and bless every part of our lives, from our relationships with ourselves and others, work, our passions, projects, play, rest. We're going to set the intention to release any karmic energies or any stagnant, stuck energies that we're ready to release one last time before we receive our harvest. We're going to set the intention to release all of these energies. They can live in our shadow or our conscious awareness. All is welcome. They're going to be held, healed, and released back into the earth. And we're going to make all this beautiful space to receive all of the blessings, all of the downloads, gifts, and our harvest that is to come. So imagine that in our bubble, in this container, we welcome in the element of space. Imagine all of this space coming into the bubble. And as that happens, our bubble, our container gets to grow and expand. It gets to be as big as it needs to be, to hold our intentions, to hold all of this space. And I want you to just pause for a moment and in your own mind, maybe place your hand on your heart. And in your own mind, imagine that you're speaking into the container, what your intentions are. So maybe there's intentions or prayers you have that I haven't mentioned, something that we forgot. If there's any part that you want your angels to intervene and help you with, now is the time to share this into the container. set our intentions and prayers that are in our heart, we're going to start to welcome in blessings. So imagine now that all these beautiful blessings pour in to the container. Blessings from Father Sky and also Mother Earth. We're also going to welcome in spiritual gifts, downloads, and blessings, even miracles, or what you would consider miracle. That's individual, that's perfect for you in your life. Imagine now that you get to welcome them in for you. Whatever's on time, whatever's appropriate. And you can just say in your mind, yes, or yeah, I welcome my harvest. I'm ready to receive. We can put out our desires and our intentions, but we also need to surrender and put our faith and our trust in the universe that our inner wisdom, the universe knows better. There might be something even better that we haven't even thought of, a blessing and a gift that's coming in. Allow it to be a surprise. Allow yourself to not know and just allow yourself to bring in lots of gratitude for it. It looks like there's some teachings to come in, so we're going to welcome in teachings from the Celtic god Lu and teachings from Mother Earth and Talchu, teachings from Owen Maca. We're going to call in Archangel Michael, Archangel Michael, Archangel Michael, and ask him to place our container in a golden bubble of protection so that no negativity or harm can enter, only positive light. So I invite you now to bring your awareness to your personal aura. We're going to refresh our grounding cords. Let's imagine a brand new earth cord from the core of the earth gets to flow up through the soil and attaches to the bottom of your feet. Allow this earth cord to be as wide as your aura. So you can even imagine that it's as wide as your hips. And just welcoming Mother Earth in, that beautiful earth energy, unconditional love and support gets to flow into your feet and into your aura and your body. We're also going to welcome in a universal cord of energy from above your head. Again, lots of golden energies. All this beautiful light, sparkles, gets to pour into your aura from your crown, connecting you to the cosmos. And just like the sun, this energy is going to burn away any energy that doesn't belong to you. Anything stagnant, stuck, inauthentic gets to be burnt away, dissolved, or released back into the earth. We can place a magnet in front of us and place a magnet behind you. And imagine that these magnets get to draw out inauthentic energies. We're going to recall our authentic energies. So using a star or any symbol that works for you, imagine that that star or symbol gets to sit at the edge of your aura. We're going to ask our guides and angels to help us to recall our authentic energies from all dimensions of space and time back into that star, back into that symbol. We're going to recall home our soul fragments and fragments of our identity. And as they come home, our guides are going to bless our energies, heal them, and update them to who we are now, empowering our energies and then beaming them in from the bottom of our feet all the way up to the top of our head. And we're just going to listen. We're going to listen to the wisdom of our energy body and our physical body. We're just going to get quiet and just focus on the breath. Before we're going to receive, we're going to make all this beautiful space so that we can receive the blessings that are waiting for us this month. So allow your awareness, your intuition to bring you in the body to the place where you're carrying or holding energies that are ready to be released. And this might just be a knowing. You might just feel called straight to the heart center. You might feel the lower belly light up. You might even feel tension in the back or your neck. Just go to wherever the signals are in the body or in your awareness. When you're there, let's call up this earth energy to hold this energy with us. So imagine all this beautiful earth energy flows up through the soil, through your earth cord and into the body, all the way up until it fills this space. Allow the earth to hold this part, this energy center with you. We're going to first set our intention to release any energies that are ready to be released straight away from this part of the body back into the earth. So inauthentic energies get to be released back into the earth to be composted. And we're just going to get curious. So bring in your awareness into the space of the body where this energy is. And just get curious and ask, what lessons is this energy center working on? Imagine in front of you there's a bubble, and this bubble has its own grounding cord and universal cord, so it's stable, it's not going anywhere, and it's resourced. We're going to invite the inauthentic energies that we've identified in that energy center. We're going to invite them into the bubble in front of us. So let's imagine that there's a magnet outside the body, and this magnet begins to draw out all of the inauthentic energies. Anything that no longer serves us, any of these blocks that we're ready to release. And let's just, with our intention, imagine that they get to flow into that bubble in front of us. These energies may be a mix of karmic energies. It could be unprocessed emotions, other people's energies, energies of the past. And just give yourself full permission to let them flow into that bubble. And we're not going anywhere. We're not abandoning these energies. We're going to work with them, but we just want to get a better look outside of the body. We're going to open up to the greater, to our entire aura, should I say. So let's imagine that we give full permission for anything in our aura that might be attached to these energies that maybe we didn't see before. That could be anything in our conscious or subconscious mind, like beliefs or programs that are ready to be released. We're going to allow them to open and flow into the bubble. Any cords of enmeshment, we're going to ask our guides to release them. Any hooks to these cords, again, just setting the intention that they get to be released into the bubble. And again, anything that might be hidden in our shadow, anything from our that's not in our conscious awareness gets to be unveiled and released into the bubble. Allow this bubble to be as big as it needs to be to hold all of these energies. We're going to set the intention that any lessons of the energies in this bubble, from karma or emotions and trauma, beliefs, all of these lessons get to be uploaded into our Akashic records. We're going to set the intention to begin to release inauthentic energies. So, with our intention, allowing ancestral and familial energies to be released from the bubble back into the earth. Societal or energies of the collective get to be released as well, back into the earth to be composted or redistributed. And one of the lessons of this karmic energy is about cause and effect. So, karma is all about cause and effect, the consequences of our choices and our actions. And we may perceive them to be good or bad, but really to the universe, these are just opportunities for growth, to become more compassionate and even to become more wise. So all of these lessons matter. All those versions of ourselves, even from past lives and even within our lineage, this karma is important, even if our conscious mind doesn't understand. So just give yourself, let's just bring in the energy of forgiveness. Just forgive yourself for all of the times where you were taking, where you didn't ask permission, times where we were out of balance with nature, out of balance in our relationships, even the relationship with ourselves. Bring in that forgiveness. Even allow yourself to receive forgiveness from the earth. Give yourself permission to receive all this beautiful energy from Mother Earth. This is the earth's unconditional love and forgiveness. Forgiveness for any harm. Forgiveness for when we acted when we weren't conscious, and even when we acted when we were conscious. And just with this forgiveness, just imagine that Earth brings in even more permission for you to be human. Permission to make mistakes, get things wrong, and still be lovable. Still be completely welcome to, deserving and worthy of unconditional love. And if this kicks up anything or you feel a bit of resistance, allow all of that energy to flow into that bubble in front. It's good if it brings up stuff. Allow it to flow into the bubble. If there's any pictures or moments in time that are popping into your mind, these could be moments of the past, allow those pictures to flow in front of you. And these could be times where we acted out of balance, where we went against our true nature, times where we felt like we took instead of asking permission, or we maybe times where we wanted to be generous, but we just felt too much lack or scarcity. We're going to start to wash over these energies. So imagine now that we bring in the element of earth, and the earth energy is going to wash over these pictures, these moments in time. It's going to wash over the bubble with all the energies in it, moving through anything that's dense, stuck, or blocked. We're going to welcome in the element of water, so nourishing and soothing water to wash over these energies, washing over the pictures and the bubble. It can be any body of water that would feel really good. I'm going to wash over these energies with the element of fire. The fire is going to wash over the pictures and the bubble, transmuting any cords of enmeshment, karmic energies, contracts, vows, and agreements that are ready to be completed. Wash over with the element of wind. For final healing and clearing. Bring in golden cosmic light to infuse those pictures. Those moments in time get to be fully healed, fully completed, and we're going to watch as they burst into light. Bringing our awareness back to the bubble. And in this bubble, there are some karmic seeds that are ready to be completed. And with this, we're going to open up a new timeline. So maybe with this, we're completing karma where maybe we were out of balance with nature and the earth, times where we weren't working in reciprocity. And in order to clear this karma, we need to invite in new ways of being, new ways of acting to create this cause and effect. What new karma do we want to sow? And we know now how good it feels to be in reciprocity in every area of our life, to give before we receive, to ask permission, to never take too much. And we're learning. We're not perfect, but we're learning. And the important part is that we have an intention to deepen our connection with the earth, to deepen our understanding of reciprocity and being in right relationship with the earth. Remembering that as we give to the earth, we're actually giving back to ourselves. So we're going to ask this karma, what does it need so it can be healed or completed? What does it need from you? And maybe it would love an offering, maybe a color or frequency or another offering, even a commitment. It can be actually very valuable to live one lifetime or even part of your lifetime feeling disconnected, living out of balance, because it means you get to discover how good it feels to be in right relationship, how important and valuable it is when you feel connected, when you actually honor your interconnectedness with the earth as well as the sky. So there's opportunity for growth here. There's opportunity to become even more compassionate and unlock wisdom through this way of living. So just make the offering to the karmic seeds and just imagine that all of the people, all of the beings that you co-created this karma with are sitting around this bubble, around these seeds of karma. And whenever you're ready, you're going to imagine that you and all of the beings here are going to drop a drop of your energy into the bubble. And as that happens, these seeds get to completely heal and dissolve. They get to be completed. We're going to imagine that all of these beings and people that came here to complete this karma with you get to have their very own grounding cord, so they get to connect to the earth We're going to offer them gratitude for doing this work with us. Imagine we have a little celebration and they get to go on their own separate ways. So let's bring our awareness now back to our body. We're going to refresh our grounding cord. Let's bring up a brand new earth cord. We're going to place a magnet in front of you and a magnet behind you to release energies. Welcoming in that universal energy, that cosmic flow of light into your aura. Recall your authentic energies using that star or that symbol. And your guides are going to help you call home fragments of your soul, your identity, to be blessed, healed, and updated to who you are now. Beaming your energies in from the bottom of your feet all the way up to the top of your head. So we're going to fill the space where we have just released all that energy, all that karma. Just bring your awareness back to that space in the body, or even around the body. And we're going to honor and acknowledge our relationship with the earth. So just bring your awareness to the earth that's beneath your feet, the earth's energy that's constantly pouring into your aura, into your body. And just say hello to the earth. And wait for the earth to say hello back. This can be a sensation or a knowing. So in your own mind, you're just going to say thank you. Thank you to the earth for holding you always, for sustaining you, for giving you life, for being the greatest and only resource that sustains your body, your health, well-being. And just imagine now that you make an offering to the earth. So just like our ancestors may have taken the first sheet of grain to offer it to an earth goddess, or Mother Earth herself, maybe you can imagine that there's something in your life that you can give before you receive your harvest. For example, in my herb garden, the mint is growing and growing and growing in the sunshine. So I'm going to imagine that before I harvest, I'm just going to take some of that mint, maybe some other lovely herbs, and just imagine that I'm gifting it to the earth. We're going to imagine now that we get to pour into the earth all these beautiful blessings. Imagining that all these healing energies are available. They get to be received by the earth. And even imagine now that the earth gets to heal and evolve. Imagine that your contribution, your offering has allowed the earth to evolve in some way. So now we're going to ask the earth to fill the spaces in our body, in our aura, with healing energies, with teachings, with blessings that are perfect for where we are and who we are right now, that will support us on our journey towards our destiny or our most aligned path or timeline. So just imagine that the earth is gathering all these really beautiful, supportive, healing energies, wisdom teachings, gathering up all these energies from across the globe, infused with the different elements, subtle textures, energies, frequencies get to pour up through our earth cord, into our feet, into our body, exactly where they're needed. Imagining that space in the body where we made all this beautiful space from releasing energies gets to be filled with all of these blessings from the earth. Our aura gets to receive these energies. Imagine that your physical body gets to receive these energies, these healings and teachings. Every cell in your body, every organ and muscle, your blood, your bones, your skin gets to soak in these energies, to be healed by them. Even allow your heart to receive a healing, imagining that the back of the heart, the front of the heart get to be in equal balance so that you can give as well as to receive with ease and peace, with grace. Imagine now that we welcome in the energy from the universe, the cosmos. And once again, we're just going to thank Father Sky, thanking the sun and the light. Imagine that we wash over the universe with all this gratitude energy, all these beautiful blessings. And as we do that, the universe begins to bless us right back. So welcome in, saying yes to receiving your harvest. And we're going to set the intention that this happens outside of time. So we say yes now, but we receive our harvest at the right time for us. So imagine that you welcome in all of these beautiful blessings, miracles, spiritual gifts and downloads, wisdom teachings. Just allow it to come in and bless your body, your energy body, mental body, physical body, emotional body. Allow it to bless all of your timelines. Imagine all this beautiful energy gets to be sent back in time to younger versions of you, back in time throughout your family and your lineage. Send all this beautiful energy forward in time to heal your current reality and even forward so that you get to align with your most beautiful, probable future timeline. We're going to recall our authentic energies. Our guides are going to bless you and update our energies, beaming them in. Just imagine now that each of your energy centers get to heal, evolve, and awaken, beginning with the crown, the mind's eye, the throat, heart, solar plexus, sacral, root chakra, all the way down, even the earth star chakra, the upper energy centers, whatever's appropriate. Beautiful. I'm going to allow all this work to heal and evolve our relationships, sending out that spiritual text message, letting everyone you know and everyone you're yet to meet that you've evolved. We're going to allow this work to reset our self-concept, identity, our belief systems, and even reset our boundaries. Just imagine your entire aura gets to heal, evolve, and awaken. We're going to imagine we're back in our group container, we're back in the bubble. Again, we're going to, one last time, say thank you and offer gratitude and blessings to Lu, Talchu, the universe, Mother Earth, the land of Ireland, all the sacred sites that showed up, our spirit guides and angels, thanking them, offering them blessings. And as we bless them, they bless us right back. And I'm being told to say this one more time, but expect surprises, welcome surprises, good surprises. So imagine now that we step out of our bubble, step out of our container. We're going to offer this container out to the universe for any being that would love this healing, that would love this support. So we're going to offer this out as a gift, helping people to connect to the energy of Lughnasadh, Mother Earth, reciprocity and reverence. So before we open our eyes, let's one last time refresh our grounding cord, bringing up a brand new earth cord, grounding your energy. We're going to welcome in universal energy above our head, placing a magnet in front of you and behind you to release energies. We're going to send each other's energy back to one another. So just with intention, anyone's energy that's in your aura gets to be sent back to them. We're going to recall our authentic energy from each other's space. Our guides are going to heal our energies, blessing them, updating them to who we are now, empowering our energies, and then beaming them in from the bottom of our feet all the way up to the top of our head. Just taking your time, imagining that any spaces or gaps in your aura get to be filled with your own authentic energy. We're going to ask Archangel Michael to place each of us in our own bubble of protection. So this golden bubble of light surrounds your aura, setting the intention that no negativity or harm can enter, only positive light. So now you're grounded and resourced and protected for the rest of your day. So when you just want you to take your time to come back to the video, come back to the space that you're in, just taking your time to open your eyes, reorientate yourself back into the room, maybe take in a deep breath. So thank you so much for being here and learning about Lughnasadh, like a mini workshop on this Celtic festival. And I hope you find time to rest, to welcome in space for joy and celebration. And just be excited because our harvest will come. It can be no other way. So enjoy this time of year. And as always, if you've any questions or you'd like to go deeper with this work, with energy healing in your own personal journey, I'm available for one-to-one energy healing sessions and even sacred transmissions with the Land of Ireland. So you can visit my website, sacredjourneysireland.com, to book your session. So slán go fóill.